This video is sponsored by JNC Collectibles website at jnccollectibles.com. Be sure to check them out for all your TCG needs, from sealed products to sleeves to playmats. Link is in the description box below. Thank you, and back to the video. What's going on, guys? JNC Nick back here again today to bring you a new deck profile. This is a fan favorite of mine. It is going to be a Scyther and Scizor EX deck profile. Getting into this game, I really wanted to play a deck containing Scyther, as it is one of my favorite Pokemon. And lo and behold, a couple months into me playing, they released the new Scizor EX card coming out of Temporal Forces. I'm extremely excited that I'm able to play a deck basically revolving around Scyther. This deck is super fun. I encourage anybody to try and pick it up and play it. The deck is super cool, has some cool, unique plays and play style. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So for obviously the boy himself, we have to play for Scyther. This card is very cool. This is a Scyther that's been being played in like Goldango and different forms of decks like that. It is 0 retreat cost, which is really nice. So yeah, so that's basically the Scyther that you play. I do play 2 of the new Scizor EX. This is the new card. A little bit more about it for so you guys understand what it does. For 2 colorless energy, it has a Steel Wing attack, which it does 70 damage. And then during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 50 less damage. The 50 less damage on surface when you're reading it seems very minuscule, but it's crazy when you pair it up, obviously, with the second attack. But what the first attack does, in essence, is makes this a 320 stage 1, which is kind of crazy. And then for the big attack, for 2 metal energy, Crossbreaker, it does 120 times, and then you could discard up to 2 metal energy from this Pokemon, so it could do 240 for discarding 2 metal energy. It's a really, really cool, unique card. The Steel Wing, when I first read it, I didn't think it would come up, but it comes up a lot more than you realize. Yeah, so that's pretty much the Scizor EX. For the other Scizors, I do play 2 of the Punishing Scizor. This card is insane, especially in a format and the way that Pokemon is, where everything has abilities. So what this does for 1 metal energy, it does 10 plus, and then the attack does 50 more damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play that has an ability. So this card could be hitting for 200, very, very easy. It's a 1 prize. So you could turn the prize trade around. This card hits for big numbers. It's really, really cool. This is the card that was actually used in Goldango, and decks like that. Really, really like this card. And then for the other Scyther evolution, I do play the 1 Kleavor. This is for more of the future box matchup. Obviously, it hits for weakness against Iron Hands, so that's why this is in the deck. For 2 colorless energy, this is the attack you would be using. This attack does 30 more damage to each. It does 30 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon with a 10 plus. So it's hitting for 160 if your opponent has 5 bench Pokemon down. And in the Iron Hands matchup, they're almost guaranteed to have at least 2 to 3 of the attack boost future Pokemon. So yeah, so this card does hit for weakness, and that's basically why it's in the deck. So yeah, so that's the Scyther package. Into the support engine of the Pokemon, we do play 3 Beldum, 2 of the Beldum from Temporal Forces, and then we do play 1 of the 60 HP Beldum. These 2 are just standard. You just need these to go into Metang. And this one is a little unique. So for 1 energy, you search a card for your deck and then put it on the top of your deck. So early game, it's not bad. If this is in your active, you swing, and then you could basically stack something on top of your deck. So that's why it's in here for early game setup. And then obviously then I do play 3 of the Metang. This card is really nice. This is what kind of makes the deck go. You look at the top 4 cards of your deck, and then you can attach any metal energies you find them to Pokemon any way that you like. It's a super cool card. It's obviously being used in Dialga right now as well for that reason. But yeah, so that is the Metang engine. For the draw engine, This deck kind of does go down in Pokemon, or go down in hand size a lot. So I do feel like there should be some sort of draw engine. I came up with using the Dunsparce and the Dudunsparce as the draw engine. It has some unique plays. It obviously also has 0 retreat cost for the Dunsparce, which potentially brings in another card that you can use that I personally don't, is Featherball. And then this card just draws 3 cards and then it shuffles itself back into the deck. So that's kind of the draw engine that I went with. Nothing more else to say about that. I do play the one Radiant Greninja as another draw engine. You kind of don't want to discard your energies, but in a card coming up, it actually pairs well where you could basically stack your deck and then you just draw those cards that you stacked immediately, which is kind of cool. And then I do still play the one Manaphy. I'm personally one, especially with the low HP Pokemon in the deck, I always got to respect Greninja in some capacity. So this, just being able to use it off of Buddy Poffin to get this is why I play it, just in case Greninja pops up. Or things that could attack your bench, basically. For the support engine, I do play for Professor's Research. Sometimes you need to get cards in your hand. This is a great card for that, recycling your hand, getting to draw 7. Obviously, your hand size after the 3rd turn sometimes is very limited anyway, so you don't discard that many cards. This is the card that is actually really, really nice. I do play 2 of the Ciphermaniac Codebreaking. This card is so versatile, especially in this deck. This is a card that I was saying I pair with Greninja sometimes, and it actually comes up super clutch. Being able to put certain cards at the top of the deck that you need at that certain moment, as well as you pair it with Metang. You can put 2 energy to the top, use Metang ability, and you're guaranteed to hit for 2 energy is the other application for this card. I find this card very, very nice. It also pairs with Dunsparce for the draw 3. It does a lot, so that's pretty much why that's in the deck. I do still obviously play 2 Iono and 2 Boss. Not much more needs to be said about those 4 cards in conjunction. Yeah, so that's basically the supporting line. For the items, I play 4 Buddy Poffin. Obviously, it's a super nice card. Pretty much every Pokemon I can cycle with this. As far as the basic Pokemon, you can just summon them with this. So there's really no need for anything else. This card is really, really nice. I play 4 Ultra Ball because paired with that, I want to max out on Ultra Ball. I have a lot of evolutions that I want to see. So this allows you to see them pretty easy. With Buddy Poffin being able to search everything pretty much, I only play 1 Nest Ball. It's basically just for the Greninja. There is actually, I want to bring it back. So I was potentially thinking on playing the Mew EX with the restart ability and the Geonome hacking attack. I seen that in another list. It seems super, super nice. I actually do want to test that out. And what that also allows you to do is you could potentially play Featherball. Since pretty much this deck is full 0 retreat cost, with Scythers being 0 retreat. Obviously, if you play the Dunsparce, even if it's just a 1/1, these are 0 retreat. And then the Mew EX is also 0 retreat. So the other card to potentially test with that Mew EX is a Featherball or a couple Featherballs. For those of you that don't know, what Featherball does is it just adds a 0 retreat Pokemon from your deck to your hand. So it's pretty nice. And then but that is for the balls, the Pokeballs. I do play 1 Switch. Always feel a switching card is necessary. 2 Super Rod. You got to get back your energies, get back Pokemon. I find 2 Super Rod is efficient for that. So that's why I only play the 2 copies. 2 Counter Catcher. This deck does go down in prizes a lot, especially with it being a 1 prize deck if you start with the other Scizors and things like that. So Counter Catcher does come up nice. It is nice. A lot of times I Ciphermaniac Codebreaking. I put this to the top of the deck with another card, and then Greninja into this, and then you can Counter Catcher up something. Do a lot of unique plays. And then for the Ace spec, I do play the Maximum Belt. It does. I kind of want to change this to maybe a Prime Catcher. I'm not 100% sure yet. This is basically in for the Charizard matchup in the Pidgeot EX. This allows the Scizor EX to one-shot the Pidgeot EX. But other than that, this doesn't come up too much, so I might actually be changing this for a Prime Catcher. But yeah, so that's what I have been playing. And then that pretty much wraps it up, where I just play 14 of the Metal Energies. You want to hit as much as possible on with Metang. So I play 14 energies. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is a super fun deck, fan favorite of mine. And yeah, so this is JNC Nick signing out. Peace.